Flap dick. Nope. Oh. Today I have a few extra hours of free time on my hands in between me and leaving to go pick up an RB20 trans for this car because the RBK combination I made doesn't exactly fit, as you'll see in a later video. So in the meantime, what I'm going to try and make, and I'm going to see if it actually works, is what I'm going to be calling the Ghetto S13 bash bar, something like that. Let me explain why. Usually from what I've seen, the only real reason to go and get an aftermarket bash bar in the rear is so that way you can have a jacking point. So that way you can just slide your jack right over here, then jack up the whole rear end of the car. Because as of right now, it's super annoying to jack up the car because the jack won't slide all the way under the car for me to jack up on the diff. So I actually have to go through this exhaust cutout in the bumper, try and like wiggle it under the gas tank, and then go under the diff. And depending on what wheel and tire setup I have, I might have to drive the car up on some pieces of wood and then get the jack under the diff and jack it up. So that's the one way I can jack up the rear end of the car. The second way is by removing the bumper. There's actually an OEM S13 tow hook attached to the metal bumper support under here. You can jack up by that. That'll jack up the car, but you have to remove the bumper for that. Now what I'm thinking of doing is something super easy and simple, so it doesn't require tube bend or anything like that. I'm just gonna try and weld a piece of DOM tubing to the bottom of this metal bumper support and have it basically just flush with the bottom of this bumper, so I can take the tip of my jack, put it underneath the bumper, and jack up the rear end of the car, just like a fully fabbed up and proper bash bar. Here's the beautiful OEM S13 bumper support, obviously not the prettiest. And then of course the tow hook right here, which is attached to it. You can jack up the rear end of the car with that. So the plan is to come basically right in the center, cut out a little section here, probably weld in an 1/8" plate of steel. Then after that, weld in some DOM tubing, cut it properly to size, and then test it out and see if it works. So here's the rear end of the car. One bolt there, one bolt there, one bolt there, one bolt there. And as soon as you remove those four, the bumper support comes off. So check out my umbrella stand over here. I know you're jealous. Let's keep this magic, boy. Now that it's off, we actually got to get to work. Step one is going to be cutting a straight line across here so we can remove this whole big section of like nothingness. Gonna hit it with the flap disc on the angle grinder, make it all nice. So the center of the bumper is going to be the license plate hole, so I'm going to mark up the 2 license plate holes, and then I know what to cut out over here in the center, so that way I can lay my 1/8" steel plate on top of. And now we cut this out and make it flat. Oh! Flap dick. There's a lump right here. Let me see if I can hammer it down a little. Nope. So I'm gonna shape this down to be smooth though. Better. It's nowhere near as bad, so I'm happy with that. I got my 1/8" piece of steel here. I've already marked out where I need to cut to make that little flat base plate piece that's gonna go on the bumper support. So now I just gotta cut it out. There we go. Here's a piece of metal cut. Jesus, it's so reflective. Placed right on top of there, like so. Rounded the corners a bit, you know what I mean? Fits the arch fairly decent, my boys. And now we just gotta weld her up. Look who forgot how to weld again. Me. We're getting it. Getting it back. Alright, there we go. Just finished up. I haven't welded in a while, so but she's decent, eh? Got the other side going on. Not too shabby. Now all we gotta do is cut up a piece of DOM tubing stick it on it, and I think that's roughly about it. It's probably only gonna take me another half hour to finish, paint everything up, but I gotta get ready and actually leave right now, and I won't be back for like 5 hours, so that kind of sucks. So I'm finally back now. You can tell it's dark, but I got a magnet holding the piece of DOM tubing in place. Then underneath, you can see right over here, I marked out with a red marker, basically like where the end of that tube should be. Now I figure I should make it a little bit longer right now, and I could always chop it down, make it a little bit shorter, maybe, make it come up somewhere like here, so that way you don't really see it. But yeah, right now it's gonna start off a little bit long and just be basically like flush with the bottom of the rear bumper. Now that I have that measurement, all I gotta do is cut it and weld it. Everything lines up, looks straight. 2 magnets on there to keep it at 90 degrees. Let's weld it. Well, there's our overview. It's alright, you know what I mean? Backside is more messy. Now, this is a lot longer than I expected it to be, and so what I think I'm going to do next is just weld in small pieces of 3/4 inch DOM tubing from like here to like there about on both sides, just to keep it thing from, obviously snapping one way or snap another, because there's quite a bit of leverage on there. Easy peasy. Have some pieces of 3/4 inch DOM tubing. I'll cut up over here. Yes! There it is now. Got a little spattering uneven there, but we got her done. Now let's see if it works. Here comes the test. I'm just kidding. Oh. It works. It works, but it flexes the stock bumper support so much. Look at the flex. And now let's test jacking on the tow hook, which I've done lots of times. Same exact flex, so okay, we're good. Dope. Well, that's pretty sick then. Alright, let's try with the bumper on. Cool. Perfect. Perfect. It kind of shoves my bumper up in between the plate though. Watch, look at it. Because of all the flex. But, whatever. For a cheap little mod, I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna take this off, spray some black paint on it, just so it doesn't rust. But you guys get the idea. So this is my S13 Ghetto bash bar. All of these materials right here came out of my scrap pile, so it really didn't cost me anything. If you were to go out and buy this, it'd probably be less than $7 worth of actual material here, and I'm sure you could grab it out of the scrap pile too at a metal supply area. As far as functionality goes, I think it works great, and comparing to how much bash bars normally cost, a few $100, this is a pretty good compromise, I think. All right, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, whether you think it's absolutely garbage or whether you think it is absolutely genius. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Beads on the outside, beads on the inside. Ice cream bead job.